Hello everyone, welcome back. Here we are in a new video. So let's try to analyze Bitcoin a bit compared to last time and then identify the liquidity levels. I told you I would show you a bit how to locate liquidity in the charts. And let's try to do it simply for you. So Bitcoin, as we said, remains always in the range. Basically nothing happened. We just need to be careful about Trump and the news he gives. If you are scalping on the lower time frames, be careful not to let yourselves be influenced, because otherwise you will end up wrecked with leverage. Begin to frame the higher time frames when you frame the levels. Okay? So let's start from the weekly. As you can see, we have a level at $98,000 to $99,000, and then at an important key level are the $100,000 to $103,000. Important supports instead. Look here at all the liquidity we have from $92,000 to $91,000. Okay, Bitcoin is moving at these levels. Then we go to the 3-day, the 2-day, and the daily. Observe this liquidity here. Excellent, honestly, also because maintaining this level could lead to a breakout in the next few hours. But as we know, we always have to operate based on confirmations. So, what have I taught you? I have taught you about triggers. Triggers are simple and we have to play them on the liquidity. An important trigger is this. Breakthrough, let's set 12 hours, which is better. Surpassing the 102. A breakout occurs, the price stays above. By closing a 12-hour candle, it retests. And where do you position yourselves? You position on the retest, because that way we have a simple invalidation. Let's also make an example of an opening. So retest, stop below the O of the spike that then goes to take liquidity and makes the upward spike. So this can be a trade. Otherwise, do not let yourself, remember, never to get fixated on one position, okay? On just one idea, excuse me. So this position here could easily shift to a short position, right? As the market breaks out, consolidates, what happens next? We have a reversal, a massive short. Afterward, you can position yourself on the retest because an important deviation has occurred. So stop above the spike after the deviation and position yourself short to catch the low. So there are always more options in trading, and make sure to closely follow the confirmations of candles, closures, and triggers on levels. Like this level here, I think that a closure daily, okay, or even 12 hours, but especially daily above $99,000, I think it can quickly take us also above $102,000 to $103,000. Same thing on here. Let's observe it. Losing this level with a significant breakdown, okay, might result in consolidation, and you can position yourself short, but the trend remains bullish, so I prefer a breakout. Let's try to give an example. So you position yourselves here with a stop below here. These are the important triggers you must always follow, but let's leave Bitcoin aside. This is an example I gave you on all charts. Every chart you take, you can analyze it and enter on confirmations. Trading on liquidity. It will always seem much easier to you. Then remember the liquidity, you also have confirmation with, for example, trading light. Yesterday on Twitter, I had pointed out these two levels of liquidity, which are 92 and 102. In fact, these are the ones most identified. So then what do? I go to look at the chart, I go to look at this other liquidity chart and cross-reference my analysis and therefore form my liquidity levels that I will then operate on the triggers that can be long or short based on the price movement. Always operate this way. Never anticipate the breakout or the breakdown because usually you will hit a stop loss. 90% of the time you will hit a stop loss. I hope I was very clear. But then we will implement this analysis much more with other strategies that can help you be much more profitable. Ethereum, we analyzed it last time. But let's try to analyze it now with liquidity. Where is Ethereum's liquidity? Let's look at it simply. The liquidity is all around $3,000 to $3,100. Let's go here and see what it tells us about where the liquidity is. So, the liquidity at the moment can be found at levels of 2,800, which if we look, I'll show you what it corresponds to. Look here. So 2,800. So the launch, the 0.75 is always the key to this liquidity. Then we will implement Fibonacci. I have noted it down just for myself, but then if you want, I can explain it to you. We mentioned 2,800, the level of 2,800. So the resistance at the moment is this one, easy to identify. You didn't need trading light to tell you. So however, the key resistance is this one, Tome Samna, so this might interest you for a short-term scalp, okay, but not for a swing, all right? So your trigger must be, or we always go on the 12 hours, a breakout of this level with a spike in volume. We position ourselves on this low. So we can also position ourselves spot on these levels and increase. However, if a daily candle closes, so what happens is it breaks out, okay? You can position yourself and a daily candle closes again below these levels of 3,000. It's a very bearish position as far as I'm concerned because it creates a deviation. So what do? I taught you before. You position yourself for a short to target much lower levels with a stop up here. So please always focus on the levels of liquidity and trigger, something that other levels, well, I had already told you in the other video. Go watch it on Ethereum. Let's also analyze it, where I had said, please position yourselves on the blue box where we can have good opportunities like these were easy to spot. 0.75 weekly monthly confluence. Now I put another tweet where I told you we surpass the level of 430, 450 at the trend line. And what do? Wait for a breakout position yourself at the retest with a stop. Very simple. I always have a bullish view on Tau in my long-term spot. So I will not set a stop loss. What I will simply do is buy the dips. Guys, today I made this short video about liquidity, and I think it's very simple to identify. But be aware that we will always implement more and more strategies to make it much more precise for analysis. Let me know in the comments what you want to see, and from the next video I will also analyze a bit of altcoins and more macro analysis if you're interested. A hug to everyone and thank you.